Well, hello, 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 fellow addicts. Welcome back to Addicts Live, your internet escape from the craziness in the world. I'm Alissa, your resident head addict, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host to the Western Desert this time, Super Safi.
Hello, greetings from Arizona, arid Arizona.
He is not there for spring training, I promise. Uh,
I wish. And actually, I wish for Dunedin in Florida, but anyways, I digress.
yes, the Addicts Crew is back once again to bring you Simpsons news and Saturday Smiles. And as always, before we get into this week's show, it is time for your regular reminder to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So hit that red button so you don't miss any of the addicts. And as always, for those not watching this directly on YouTube, I will put a link to the subscribe button in the show notes below us. Let's get on with the show. But before we talk about the current mini event that's going on in TSTO, I want to wrap something up from our last episode 2 weeks ago, and I will put a link in the corner here for that video. So the hotel Safi was at, we had a little contest to see who could figure out what hotel Safi was at. 2 people guessed it. Only 2 people. Safi was at
The Venetian.
the Venetian, which I will say, I guessed as soon as I looked out his window.
Is
I
it?
knew exactly where it was.
It's not even.
Did you enjoy Vegas, Safi?
I did, but I can't tell you what happened because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
True. It's very true. So, so only 2 people guessed it that I saw. I put them in the randomizer, and the winner was Wade Jarvis. So, Wade, if you are watching this episode, contact us. You can either email me, tstoaddictsblog@gmail.com. You can comment on your post, and I will get in touch with you, or you can direct message me on YouTube, or you can comment on the site. I need to get in touch with you to figure out where to send your prize. So you are the winner of a Simpsons Lego minifig, similar to this. Not Marge. I'll get you a different one. But so you've won. So contact us so we can get you out your prize. And with that, let's get on with the new show, shall we, Saf?
Well, let's do it.
We're just about ready to wrap up the Hot Diggity D'oh mini event in TSTO. For those that don't know, it ends on Tuesday. And this has been a fun little mini event to keep us tapping. So, Saf, let's get some thoughts about it. Initial thoughts on the event.
I got some mixed reviews with this one. I mean, there's been some pros and some cons, but overall, I'd say a little bit more happy than not, but this one did have a little bit more hiccups than previous mini events. So that did kind of bring it down a notch. It had potential to be a lot better, but there were 2 major flaws in this mini event compared to previous ones, in my opinion, at least 2. And that really kind of brought it down. Otherwise, it had a lot of potential. I mean, you gotta love the title. I think one of our commenters, I can't remember who it was bringing out how it reminds them of Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse. Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog. So yeah. Overall, I mean, again, we're coming to a pretty recent episode. Was it Treehouse of Horror 30? I can't even remember now. Where we had the Captain Sausage. But we had a little bit of everything. We got character, we got building, we got decorations, we got a premium character and a free cash character. So pretty standard in that regards. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the flaws. But overall, I thought it had some hits and had some misses. So it just ends up being an average as a result of that. How about you? What'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was better than Red Alert, which was the first mini event. I thought these characters were a little more memorable and a little funnier. And the decorations that came with this in the buildings, while still kind of nondescript, like a meatball factory, it's still a factory. It kind of looks like other factories. I thought they were fun. I liked that we got a truck. I always like having more trucks in Springfield to kind of make things look a little more realistic. And I liked the hot dog carts. So we had some good decorations with this, and a full character on the prize track. We can never complain about that. A full character who is voiced. We'll get into that a little bit more in a little bit. But yeah, I agree with you. There were some flaws with this. Unfortunately, it was not without its flaws. Seems to be the case these days. Let's talk about that for a minute. So the biggest issue we had with this event was the glitch with grease. Sounds kind of funny. The grease glitch. So part 2 of the quest line, you had to send Skyfinger to collect grease from restaurants, and it just glitched out. Saf, did you experience the glitch? Did you have an issue with it? What were your?
So yeah, I did have some issues with it initially, but I was pretty quick to realize like if you came back within the hour, you can the countdown would still remain. So both my wife and I, we set alarms for like 55 minutes in, 57 actually, but whatever, and came back into the game with just a couple minutes to spare, and then just stayed around our Springfields and collected all our grease. So yeah, we were fine. We got our prize basically when we should have. We were pretty much on pace, so it didn't really affect us in that regard. But yeah, definitely, I remember copying and pasting my comment answer to like 50, 60 people. So it definitely was affecting a lot of people. So that was definitely a huge, huge challenge that a lot of people faced with this. What also aggravated the situation was the fact that, unlike other events that we've had, I think for like at least the past 2 years, even the most premium player could have earned 40 currency by sending 8 characters. But this time you're only allowed to send 6 characters and 30 earn 30 currency as a premium player, and even 38 as a premium. And the targets were generally roughly around the same amounts as previous events. So they did increase the challenge, the complexity in that regard. I mean, people were saying that the events were too easy. Let's make it harder. So I guess be careful what you wish for. But yeah, those two kind of combined did make the situation a little bad. But they were pretty quick to bring in a fix, weren't they? Can you kind of comment on the fix?
It took a couple days. It did take a couple of days. I think they tried to fix it, and the fix that they tried didn't work, so it took a little bit longer to really come in. And then what they ended up doing was anybody that was on that process, it automatically collected for them. They cleared that goal, and anyone that was on part 1, it cleared it up, so they were able to fix it. So the glitch was that if you had to collect grease from restaurants, what was happening was your timer was resetting, and because it reset all your restaurant timers in Springfield once you cleared them of their cash and XP currency that they would regularly earn. It reset all the timers to 1 hour to pay out 1 bucket of grease. And what would happen is, as if you didn't go back into your game, or you didn't sit there and quote unquote babysit your game, the timer would reset. So it would count all the way down to 1 hour, and then it would reset back up. So it would restart at 1 hour, and you wouldn't be able to collect. Or if you left and went to your neighbor's town, you had any other issues. I personally did not experience this in my game. What I did was I let the timer run down quite a bit. And then, I would go back in every like 5 minutes and see, hey, did it reset? Go leave, go back. Did it reset? It didn't reset. I got all the way down to in the 20s. And I was just like, okay, I think it's fine. So I just ended up clearing, because I was trying to get the info for the site. So I ended up just clearing everything out using donuts, which in the end, you only had to spend 50 donuts to make it work. So it really wasn't that big of a deal. In my opinion, especially for donut farmers, 50 donuts is nothing. So it wasn't that big of a deal for donut farmers, but I can understand why some people were actively upset about it. But yeah, it took them a few days to fix it, but they did fix it. They do listen, and I agree with you. They tried to make it harder. They tried to make it harder, and they did. They made it a little bit harder, a little more frustrating, a little more aggravating, because you weren't going as quickly as I would have liked. But I wish the harder challenge was an actual challenge, and not just, hey, instead of sending 8, now you can send 5. So that made it a little more difficult. But yeah, so that's kind of the overall issues that happen with this event in itself. But let's talk about the prize track. So standard prize track for a mini event, you had 5 prizes. You followed the quest line. Yes, they were a little bit harder to unlock. Yes, they had some glitch issues, but they weren't bad. So the prize track it consisted of the hot dog cart, which was a decoration, the Der Homer Schnitzel, which was a building. You had Dr. Hot Dog, full character, the Acne Grease Company truck, and the Meatball Factory. So thoughts on the prize track?
I mean, the first thing that stands out to me is that the character is the 3rd prize, which was just great. I've already unlocked it. As the recording of this, I'm still working on the fifth prize. Just because, as you mentioned, it is a little bit more challenging. Plus, I've just been kind of traveling all over both countries, Canada and U.S. This since the event started, so I really haven't had too much time to tap more than once a day. I think the most I've tapped is twice a day so far. So, yeah, it did stand out to me that the character was the third prize. I was pretty happy with that as well. That I like, even if for any reason I'm not able to finish the fifth prize by the sixth, which I really doubt. But even if I wasn't, at least I would be able to get the prize. And for those who are like really hindered or hiccuped by uh, the grease issue, if they were going to be away this week and they were really counting on those first few days to get the prize, at least it'll be a lot easier to get the character. Overall, like you mentioned, the prize track does go pretty well. The truck is pretty cool. The hot dog factory can he kind of goes, or the machine kind of goes really good with the hot dog cooker bot. So made it just for you, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we talk about that for a minute? I think EA is full blown trolling me with this event. They
Right?
brought back the hot dog cooker bot. It's all about hot dogs. Not really, but it's all about hot dogs. I full on think they're trolling me at this point. I have no problem. I'm just gonna clear this up. I have no problem with the hot dog cooker bot. I think it's a lovely animated decoration. However, I had a big issue with that being the final prize of the Rise of the Robots event. That's all. That was my issue. I still also would not spend donuts on it though. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but overall, I mean, the decorations are really nice. They look pretty cool. I like that it involved restaurants in concept. I mean, yeah, the grease was a little bit flawed, but it gave you a chance to kind of go out and explore your restaurants again, which is nice. I mean, like really, until you're working towards getting your restaurant rating to 5 stars, um, you kind of forget about them and take them for granted. So that was kind of nice when I was able to kind of scroll around my Springfield and find all the restaurants with the grease buckets above them. So it was like a trip down memory lane in that regards as well. But overall, yeah, a full character on a prize track. A pretty nice building with the factory. I don't have it yet, but again, it looks pretty cool. The truck goes nicely with a lot of the other trucks in my parking lot area, and the other two decorations are pretty good as well. So I was pretty happy with the prize track. I think like I said earlier, the grease issue, as well as the fact that they've kind of made it more challenging with like just 6 characters going out to get the earned event currency, did bring it down a little notch in my opinion. But still, the prize track, if I'm just comparing apples to apples, prize track to prize track, this is a pretty solid prize track that I'm happy with.
Yeah, I definitely think it's better than the Red Alert event for sure. But the issues do pose some problems. I would say so the prize track, I like the hot dog cart. I really do. I know it's kind of like a silly thing to like, but it brings kind of a nice city feel to TSTO, I feel like. And the fact you can buy more for donuts once you unlock them, I like that too. Their Homer Schnitzel is really, I enjoy that. I like getting a nice restaurant building like that. And there's a task there. Same with the Meatball Factory. There's a task at the Meatball Factory. The grease truck, I like having another truck in Springfield, as I said earlier. I like that because I can kind of play around with it. There's so many factories now. It's good to have trucks around as well. I don't think I'll be buying any more trucks. There's another one you can buy more trucks for donuts in your store. I don't think I'll actually be buying more, but it's not bad to have them. I like that. But Dr. Hot Dog is slowly becoming one of my favorite characters in TSTO. The fact that he's voiced is awesome. He was free on a prize track. Awesome. His tasks are so amusing to me. When he walks the little hot dog and then he has to clean up the hot dog out of the little hot dog. It is hilarious. And he's slowly becoming one of my favorite characters, and I can't wait to, because a lot of people like me, you play without sound, so I can't wait to do the audio for this, so you guys can have some of his audio lines. But even when he's like taking his notes like condescendingly, it's fun. I really enjoy when they put some thought into some of these animated tasks for these characters. It's fun. So it's a really great prize in my opinion. And like I said, that really brings this event way higher than Red Alert. Dr. Hot Dog, heads and tails, hot dogs and buns ahead of the general from Red Alert for sure. Let's talk premium. So premium character for this event was Deuce from Deuce's Caboose, which is funny because several years ago when that episode actually aired, we got Deuce's Caboose in the game, but Deuce wasn't with them. So it was kind of funny. Everybody's like, well, where's Deuce? Why don't we have Deuce? So now Deuce is in the game with a completely and totally random grease factory. So a grease recycle center. So thoughts on the premium 150 donuts for it? Did you buy it? Thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely did buy it. I mean, I was one of those who was like, why is Deuce not in the game? Like, there was a perfect opportunity to bring him earlier. So I was glad to get him. Yeah, definitely another quizzical combination. That tends to be an EA trend of combining these two. But still, overall, I was quite happy. I mean, I've loved the dialogue with it as well. All the hot dog puns and everything. The dialogue has just been solid. The quest line's been pretty good. It does rely a lot on characters that are needed for the main event. So, I mean, I've been leaving a little bit of the quest to focus on trying to unlock the main event quest for prize track, excuse me, for now. But overall, what I've gone through so far in his quest line and the task I've seen, they were quite funny, and I'm pretty happy to get Deuce. Dylan's well spent, in my opinion. How about you? Did you get him?
I picked him up right away. You can't have Deuce's Caboose without Deuce. It was one of those things that was missing for sure. And yeah, odd combination, weird. I just feel like they missed something. I think Deuce's Caboose, if and I could be wrong. There's been so many events, so many updates. Was an episode tie-in item.
Yes, it was.
So and it makes sense because they don't usually give you characters and buildings free with an episode tie-in. So it kind of made sense that they didn't bring Deuce in. But a total missed opportunity there. But yeah, I picked him up. He's also voiced. His animated decorations are pretty funny. When he puts a pickle in a hot dog bun, I giggle. So it was a good pickup. I felt like another strong premium combo with this event, although the grease recycling plant is kind of hit or miss. It's another factory in Springfield, I feel like, just that industrial feeling. So, I really have to rethink my industrial area of my Springfield, but, it was a good pickup, I felt like. So there's one more. Oh, and the dialogue is really funny. And you're right, though. You do need Homer and some of the other characters that run with the event to earn currency to do that quest line. Also, Dr. Hot Dog's quest line. So, you have to wait until you're done to really work on it. One more item to talk about with this. We had another cash for character item. And this was Sergeant Sausage. Saf, thoughts on Sergeant Sausage? Did you buy him? Any thoughts?
I didn't buy him, just more so for financial reasons at this point. But I was really hoping to get him. I mean, I do remember the episode. It was kind of like a special episode from just a fairly recent episode as well. In the episode, he was quite funny, but I'm kind of really looking forward to seeing the dialogue that you post for him. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get him yet, and I don't think I'll be getting him during this event. And hope that they do bring him back in a mystery box in the future.
So I don't mind me. I was just dying.
Sorry.
No, it's not. The allergies are going crazy around here. So the weather jumps from 20 degrees to 70 degrees to 40 degrees to Lord only knows. So my allergies are going crazy.
That's just like me and my travels. So we're pretty much I go from 10 to 80 to yeah.
It's a recipe for fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sergeant Sausage, as of right now, I have not bought him. If I do end up buying him, it will likely be like the last day of the event. So Tuesday is probably what I would do. I'm on the fence. He is funny. I've looked at his tasks. I've looked at the animation. He's also voiced. I've looked at a lot of things with them, so it's fun. But I just don't know that I need Sergeant Sausage in my life. So I'm waiting to see, but still a decent character. For $9.99, you get the full character, a voiced full character. He has some fun animations. I did the post on him last Thursday, so the details are on there for him. But this might be one I actually pass on. I wish I passed on Mr. Plow's Plow at Christmas. This will probably be the one that I do end up passing on, but I'm still not 100% there yet. So that kind of wraps everything up with Hot Diggity D'oh. Overall thoughts, Saf, letter grade, what do you think?
I mean, right now, I'd have to drop it down to a C just based off of the Greece issue and just the general consensus of the community, the frustration of the community, because of that. Otherwise, if I were just compared to the prize track, it'd be a B event in my opinion. But you got to look at all those factors and take that into account. So I'm going to drop it down to a C. How about you? Okay. What do you think about it?
So for me personally, like I said, I didn't experience the issue with the grease. I know everyone's frustration with it. So I'm going to give this 2 different grades. For me personally, as somebody playing this, I thought this was a B. This was a good event. I didn't experience the glitch issues. It took a little bit longer to complete the prize track, but it's definitely better than Red Alert. Memorable characters. Dr. Hot Dog is really funny, in my opinion. And free character, even better. The fact we finally get Deuce to go with his caboose, sounds funny, is great. So I personally, I'm going to give this a B. From a addict standpoint, as somebody that runs this site, sees everybody's frustration, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to give it a C. The grease issue was a big issue. I give EA credit for trying something different. It failed, but I give them credit for trying. Maybe if they're going to do something like that, they should. I think the issue was that they had to change the very makeup of these buildings. They had to change the fact that a building, paid out cash and XP every 6 hours to paying out grease every hour, and that caused some issues. So, I think overall, from an addict standpoint, as somebody who sees this community, helps this community, I would give it a C. But personally, somebody who was not impacted by the glitch the way that I played this game, I give it a B. One last thing before we wrap, Saf. What do you think we'll see next? We should get a major event, not this coming week, but the following week. We hopefully will get some spoilers from EA. That's the cycle that they're on. So what do you think we'll see? I know we never know what's coming. We always say no one ever saw that coming, but what do you think?
Well, I was guessing a Homer at the Bat mini event for this one. So I was definitely wrong, though. I mean, you can't really have Homer at the Bat without hot dogs in the stands, right? So I guess I was partially right. I'll take partial credit for guessing this event correctly.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Hot dogs and baseball. Next event for an April-themed event, I'm not really sure. There's not too much going on. I mean, if they want to go really, really current, they could do something war-themed, of course, unfortunately.
I don't think we need any more war events. I think Red Alert was enough this year. Right. That was a bit ominous.
They could go with the slap heard around the world and have a slapping event. That's
more How I Met Your Mother, though. Slapsgiving.
That's true. I missed that show. I haven't really watched too much about How I Met Your Father yet, but yeah. I need to start watching that as well. I'm not really quite sure right now. I feel like I'm just going to play it safe and go with Homer at the Bat again and see if they can stretch it into a longer event.
That's Safi's answer for every event in the springtime. So next week this coming week is the beginning of April. The following week, is the week before Easter. It's possible they could try to bring back Easter. Something to do with Easter. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I know we've kind of hit a lot of the Easter content. It's not a big, Easter's not a big Simpsons thing. It's not like Halloween where you have one every year and to draw from. So
yeah, definitely.
But I wouldn't mind seeing that. Other than that, It's so hard to predict because EA, when you think they're going to do something topical in that season, they send in clowns. So,
Right.
No one saw the clowns coming. No one saw the robots coming. So, generally this event every year, the spring event is kind of like a weird event every year.
Yeah, we've had a
So,
odd ones the last few years. I mean, they could just kind of right field and like do a pets themed event and like have all sorts of pets under the game. Just never know. Like it really with the spring event.
well, I mean that's like 2020 we had Simpsons wrestling. Last year this was the event we had Rise of the Robots. 2019 we did not have an event, so they could do that again. 2018 this is when we got Springfield Jobs. So there's a lot of things that they just kind of randomly do. I would love to see like a casino type event come back.
Oh yeah.
So, we'll see what happens.
Whatever.
Once
I'd definitely like to see some of that type of level of interaction, whether it's like the trivia that we had at Christmas or anything like the extra tappables or little mini games. So something of that nature would definitely be appreciated.
Yeah, I think one thing is expect the unexpected because their theme is always out of left field. But it would be really nice if they brought back one of those fun elements we've always talked about missing, and something we talked about in all those anniversary videos we did, about how we miss like games like the casino or tappables, something to squish. So hopefully they bring something like that back. One thing's for sure, if we get a spoiler, we will definitely disclose that information to you guys as soon as we are able to. So look out for that. Saf, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, no Simpsons tomorrow night, but I'll be back next week.
Yep. So until then, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of Hot Diggity D'oh. Just wanted to say that one more time. Remember, it ends on Tuesday. It ends on Wednesday. I don't think I said Tuesday earlier. It ends on Wednesday. And yeah, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on the next show.